Welcome back into Nations Cup, ladies and gentlemen. On the left-hand side, we have our Poland team, our team from Poland. Over on the right will be our team from Finland. We are getting into Towers of Doom, map number 1 in this best of 3, and we are in game, so we're not using any sort of clean feed. Yes! All right, really quickly as well, I want to take a look and see. So it looks like the members of Finland won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority. Finland banned away Dragonshire and Garden of Terror in this best of 3. And we will see Poland banning Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout. This means that Poland chose the map of Towers of Doom for map number 1, giving, of course, Finland first pick priority. First pick, first ban priority. Now, I want to talk about how the draft of all of this works. If you are new to the style or anything like that, or if you're a little unclear, this does work in the same style as Meta Madness drafting, where the bans are only for the map that's being played. So, for example, Stitches could be picked in map number 2. Medivh could be picked in map number 2. These are only pertinent for the map that's being drafted currently. How are heroes banned away? Those are the heroes that are picked. So after this draft, we'll have 10 heroes that will be banned away for map number 2, Dahaka being one of them. So Dahaka will be unavailable for map number 2 or 3. We have not yet had a qualifier match for the EU first round, to go into a map number 3. So we'll see if that is going to be broken in this Poland versus Finland matchup. I am super, super excited about this one as we get a Blaze Brightwing for the members of Poland. That's possible. I'd say depending on the game, at least 60% of all seeds are rough seeds. That's true. If you want a rough seed, I had to fight Melania in phase 2 on a phase 2 boss. That was no, I don't want to ever do that. I don't want to fight Melania ever. Some games are so linear that the seeds are rough and unbeatable. Yeah, like I think that's what makes Dark Souls 1 so much fun to randomize, is because if you can't do one thing, there's at least 4 to 5 other things to do in the meantime. And then usually when you do 4 to 5 other things, you'll find other stuff to do on top. So that's what I've liked about Dark Souls 1 Randomizer. And as I've said, like, I'm not in I haven't hit like a hard wall, but I am kind of in a spot where it's like, all right, like, I gotta really kind of figure out where to go now, or I need to go back and do some item checks. But either way, you doubt it's gonna be this one either. The later 2 tomorrow I can see being closer. Okay. So you think Russian players versus Poland and Finland versus Norway tomorrow is what you're thinking, Fish? Actually, no. Is this what we can quote you on, Fish? We're going to quote you on this. Check Discord when you have a chance. Okie dokie. Varian, Jaina, Junkrat, Stukov, and Dahaka for the side of Finland. I like this composition quite a bit. But Akromi answers sort of that, hey, we want to stand still and dump damage onto a target. Chromie says, good, stand still. I like to do the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and swap us into a casting screen. Let's go ahead and start a prediction for these two teams. Finland! I don't know why the Patrick line is always stuck in my head. All right, you should be having the prediction up and available now. I'm going to wait a few seconds on my end before I push the button, since there is a delay on stream for competitive integrity. Hollow Knight is a close second to your favorite rando. Ooh, Hollow Knight's a cool one too. I feel like you have to know the games a little bit. Like, I feel like I should know Dark Souls a little bit better before doing randomizers. Anyways,
Hey, listen.
let's talk about heroes. We can talk about Dark Souls a little bit later on today, as we got a little sponsored stream, so we can chat about it then. Right now, let's get into map number 1 in the second best of 3 of the day. We've got Poland versus Finland. On the left-hand side, we will introduce our Poland team once we get into game. There's your level 1s as well, if it does matter to you, if you'd like to see what those level 1s do look like when you are predicting who wins this Towers of Doom map. Lavacal on the Brightwing. Itrax to play the Genji. Alvarez on the Chromie. We'll see Rai on the Blaze, and Twice to play the Anubarak. To the right-hand side, we are looking at Finland, and I don't know these names too well, so I do apologize ahead of time. We'll see Folk W on the Varian, MXD on the Jaina, Vaikuzu on the Junkrat, Patsku on the Blaze, or not the Blaze, on the Dahaka, and Hertuda on the Stukov. I apologize for murdering your names. I very much apologize for my NA education. We'll start out things here, though, in mid lane with a little charge from Varian onto the Anubrek, who is going to get bopped around and pressured a bit here, but no kills to be had from either side. Looking at our level 1s, we are... Ooh, actually, hold on. Genji chasing in. We are going to be seeing Jaina going into the Ice, or the Winter's Reach. Some more poke from the Jaina. We actually have seen the Frostbolt build on Towers of Doom, just to be able to get the piercing value, the poke onto the objective area. So we might see that direction from the Jaina player. We'll see how MXD builds this Jaina. Looking over at the opposing side for Team Poland, this is going to be a Chromie with the deep breathing. She's looking for those 20 stacks on the W. The name means Duke. Okay, so Duke on the Stukov. I'll just say Duke on Stukov. That's easier for me. Time stop on to 1. There's a jet propulsion from Blaze, and the members of Poland will lose their Brightwing as they take down the Jaina. Can Varian back away? And Nubrek's got a lot of CC jet propulsion from Blaze. An early double kill over to the side. Oh, wait, maybe a triple kill? Double kill over to the side of Poland. Finland does find a kill in the enemy as well. I completely missed who actually died. It was Brightwing. I was like, she got back into the fight so quickly I missed it. Junkrat with a concussion mine tried to steal back over the camp, but a little too late on getting to the point, and this will be cleared out before it gets into lane. Left-hand side camp has not been grabbed just yet. This is still up and available if anyone wants to try and go for that one. Meanwhile, in mid lane, we do have Genji just soaking things up with a Nubrek sitting in the bush. Back into bottom here. Varian picking up globes as we get into level 4s. Varian gonna go shield wall at level 1. Not shield wall, it's overpowered. Shield wall is level 10. Dodoy. Taunt from the Varian, though. We are gonna see that Frost Shard. So there's the piercing. Varian steps on the point. He's got the healing pathogen applied from the Stukov. Twice he's getting bopped around by the concussion mine from the Junkrat. Finland loses their Jaina. They steal away the camp. Rush talk in from the Dahaka. I thought they were going to be able to get a kill on someone else, but it's going to be Finland losing too. Thought a Nubrak was going to be taken down early on in the fight, but someone must have called to not hit the tank. Triple objective phase coming up. First one of the game. Stukov will respawn before that's up and available, but he still has to make the rotation in. The assumption is that the Blaze Dahaka trade...
Go forth and claim the altars in my name.
Is there a delay, though? Varian being zoned away on the lower half here. Jaina can't make it in time, so this will be 8 shots into the Raven, or the Gravekeeper from the Raven Lord. On the left-hand side, 36-2, 32 in core HP as we take a look into the bottom lane. The fight has begun down over here as well. Concussion Mine splits the Genji away. Phase shift from Brightwing to heal him back up to full. Baha pronounces all names correctly. It's we who butcher them until he enlightens us. Yes, exactly. You nailed it. You nailed it, bud. You absolutely nailed it. Cleanse from the Brightwing, the Soothing Mist onto Chromie. She was being slowed by the Jaina. She was trying to find some stacking on that improved Ice Block level 1. 27 seconds on the camp on the right-hand side. Is Blaze going to be caught out here? He sees the Varian. He's going to start rotating north, and then he runs right into a Dahaka through the bush. This is a dead Blaze. Glad I caught that vision in time right there. I wasn't even sure if Dahaka was starting his rotation down, but with the enhanced agility, Dahaka made a quick movement into bottom lane. Oh, that is a very full cup of tea that I grabbed like it wasn't. I went from a light mug to a heavy mug, and it threw me off for a second there. So Dahaka is fine in mid lane. He should have Burrow available if he really needs it. Genji picks up 2 stacks on his Shuriken Mastery. Down in bottom, this is going to be Brightwing trying to back away. Slows from Jaina. That's a Blizzard from her as well. Concussion Mine pulls Chromie over the wall. Temporal Loop onto the Varian as there's a trade for Brightwing. Now, can they get away? Junkrat Concussion Mine does allow him to back off. Dahaka, does he have Lurker Strain? He does, but he's slowed by the Oil Slicks of Blaze. 9 seconds on Varian, 5 seconds on the Brightwing. She should have Phase Shift up and available when she spawns. Yes, she does. That laugh right there signifies we're 5 minutes in, and that boss is up and available for contest. But right now, the contested area is this, a mid lane objective. Zoned away for now. Jaina is actually just soaking up the mid lane. 4 more shots into Finland's core, and I gotta be honest, I'm surprised that they're not contesting these moments more. I'm surprised they're not trying everything they can to delay this out, but I guess they want to soak things up. And speaking of soak, let's take a look at the damage, healing, and experience for this map number 1 in this best of 3 between the two teams, as the 10 talent tier is slowly but surely being achieved by both sides a little bit faster to the members of Poland. Junkrat's matching the Genji poke here and there. All right, Sapper Camp pushed in by the side of by Poland into Finland's bottom lane. That is 1 tower gone, and the fort front gate is completely decimated. 10 talent here. Cocoon onto the Stukov immediately. Taunt from the Varian onto Genji. Deflect from him. Meanwhile, Dahaka chills in the top lane bush, waiting for the wave to arrive. This is just going to be equal talents with a pause. Here. We are back into it. Thank you for your patience in the slight little delay that we had. As I mentioned, the double altar phase is up and available. If the members of Finland can find themselves a good team fight, they could be looking at a double altar phase and finding parity on the map with 28 to 28 in core HP. But of course, let's see how things do unfold. Varian setting up in the bush. I don't know if he was seen there. Just trying to swap between the two visions as Nubrak does step out. Varian will be able to pop his shield wall from level 10. Jet propulsion in from the Blaze as well. This is going to be Dahaka brush talking in. Extract from Genji. Jaina's really nowhere to be found in this fight. She was on the lower end of the lane. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Another W from Varian. We get the 4 shots, excuse me, from the Junkrat. He pops an immediate Riptire. Looking for a low health pool hero. He's trying to zone back a few enemies as well. That is going to be the Stukov going down to Chromie on the bottom lane. Cocoon onto the Dahaka. I don't know if he's going to be able to live here. He's got the Lurker Strain. He taps the bush. If he taps a W, he also is able to move through enemies. Brightwing gets dragged and goes down. It's a 1-for-1, healer for healer. Stukov up in 9 seconds. Genji looking for the channel. This Varian's super low. He's going to get time stopped. I expect he gets the ow.
Double kill.
Junkrat's still poking here and there. That splash from that grenade will not be enough. All right, Genji gets the channel, so they'll trade out on these. 32 to 24 core HP, and the Sapper Camp on the bottom right will be grabbed to the members of Poland. Princess Peach costume? Oh, Mike, if you want to send me a Princess Peach costume, I've got a P.O. box. Scroll down to the About section. I got a P.O. box. You want to send me a Princess Peach costume? That'll be perfect for Bahamut cart. Worms Armageddon. Honestly, Tom, that's not a bad idea. I love Worms. I spent hours playing Worms when I was a kid. I remember the one time I got the super secret donkey strike. And I remember I told my friends about it in school. They were like, that doesn't exist. You're lying. You're making it up. It was a giant donkey. I do think the extract will confirm the kill onto Genji here. Itrax really... Oh, wow, I was not expecting the Water Elemental to come out, but Genji, or excuse me, the Varian is inside the cocoon. He gets an immediate protection from his overpower. The bunker's down from Blaze. We've got Dahaka backing off in the bottom lane. This is a dead Stukov, and what was looking like a promising beginning has really fallen away on the side of Team Finland. Poland looking really strong here in map number 1, as they should be able to take bottom lane bell tower before this altar spawns here in the bottom of the map. 1, 2, 3 sappers as well helping out with that siege. So now they can just break the Brightwing off from the group, and the rest of them can hold bottom lane. Chromie's artillery is fantastic for being able to kind of hold areas here. Genji might anchor up. into the mid rotation, and yeah, it's not even going to be a contest for bottom.
Enough of this charade. Bring down
The Princess Peach costumes on Amazon. Why are they less material? Is it less material than the cost? There's no pockets. Alrighty, a boss is a consolation prize. I don't know, I think Blaze did see that they're on this. The rotation won't be in time either way. Blaze is the target of a taunt. Can they find a kill onto him? No, they're not going to be going for it. Well, 4 shots into the enemy core, 28 to 19 in core HP, as they need on the side of Finland to get that bottom lane bell tower reconverted in their favor. Junkrat using the Ripper Air from level 16, level 13 to be able to close the distance to bottom lane. 10 to 4 in kills, half a level to go for level 16 advantage to the side of Poland, as some sort of fight, some sort of kill needs to happen for Finland to really kind of get themselves back into this. Otherwise, they're going to be turtling up for a level in some time for that 16 talent tier. Hey, Darth Looper, what's up, bud? Hey, I meant to tell you, did you see that, ooh, good Riptire extract from Genji? No, it doesn't matter. Did you see that, Metalocalypse will be having their new album and movie later this year? And then I saw last night after stream, Venture Bros put out a trailer for the new movie. There's no date for the movie, it just says coming soon, but there's a trailer for the movie. So, if you're a Venture Bros or Metalocalypse fan, whoopee, some good news. Triple Alter Phase will be coming up here. That kill onto Genji is a big bolster in experience. Now, how is this going to be played? Sappers move into bottom lane. That's going to be an attempted kill onto the onto the Nubarek. Temporal Loop will arrive right onto the face of Jaina, and that is a delayed objective onto the Junkrat. He's not able to get that last channel second timing. And also, they don't have their bottom lane bell tower reconverted. Genji gets the top left. This is 10 shots in, favoring the side of Poland. They might actually get 15 here. It's not too crazy. Genji should get delayed out, or excuse me, Junkrat should get delayed out. This will put the HP of the core onto 4. Alright, Junkrat with 1 delay. Genji moves over to the side. Blaze gonna just try and tank some of these shots. I don't think, ooh! Oh, I thought there was going to be the last little bit of the explosion radius from that frag launcher grenade, but I think it might have been the extra wound timers that actually delayed that out, so Genji did finish out the channel. Either way, 28 to 4 in core HP, and it's looking like the side of Team Poland are going to be able to close out map number 1. But it's Towers of Doom. You never know. We've seen games come back at this point. 2-minute 30 on a boss. They got 16 talent tiers. You know, it's plausible. It's plausible. Possible. Now that's what we got to figure out. Oh, great lurking arm. Riptire double kill. X-Strike from the Genji will take down Stukov. Drag on to Blaze. Pulls him right into the Blizzard from Jaina. This will be the bunker down from him. Concussion mine out from the Junkrat. That is going to be a kill onto Blaze. One auto! Somebody else would get the auto onto him. I think if we're gonna dress you up, we should dress you up as Bowsette. Sure. I'm here to entertain. I can just make it a sub goal. Bowsette. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Personally, I just always play Yoshi. I like Yoshi. It's my character to play. I actually don't know if any of the characters in Mario Kart actually have any, like, extra value. Or if it's just, you know, it's the cart that actually has the, like, the speed traction and stuff. As you can tell, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart actually in bed before. I've been playing Mario Kart in bed before bed. They can't let Brightwing get the channel on the left-hand side, and this will be Genji delaying out the right-hand side as well. Stukov is going to try and help out his team. He needs to spread that healing pathogen around as quickly as possible. He doesn't get it out in time. Oh no, that is going to be a dead Junkrat. This might be the beginning of the end. We do see a protection on Devarian, and meanwhile, Brightwing's got the channel. The 4 shots do go into the core, and ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 goes over to the side of Poland. GG, well played. The characters have weights. I don't know, Fish. I have no idea, to be honest. I've just been playing Yoshi, and I've just been, you know, picking a random cart sort of thing. Not random, but, you know, relative. It's late in the day. A small sample. Oh, dude, I would kill it in these. Bahamut. Yeah, I know it doesn't doesn't sound the best, but welcome back into the Nations Cup Group B. We are in our second best of 3 of the day. On the left-hand side, we have our team from Poland, and on the right is the team from Finland. As I mentioned, this is a best of 3, so winner of this, well, excuse me, if Poland wins this, sorry, I chugged a bunch of tea. There we go. If Poland wins this, they will advance their score with a 2-0 in the group standings. If Finland wins this, we will be heading into the first game 3 in any of the group games for the first qualifier for EU. I think that's kind of like the storyline right now, is which of these series will actually go to a game 3, because so far it's been 2-0s. A little bit of a spoiler on that one, but we're all pretty much caught up on what's going on right now in the groups that have happened, or the group matches that have happened so far. So we're going to Battlefield of Eternity. As a reminder, Blaze, Brightwing, Anubrak, Genji, Chromie, Dahaka, Stukov, Junkrat, Jaina, and Varian cannot be played on this next map as they were played in the previous map on Towers of Doom. Now, if you're wondering how we got to Battlefield of Eternity, it looks like the members of Finland opted for map pick priority as the losing side. So first pick priority is given over to Poland. This means, once again, and I say this all the time, but if you're going for map pick, that means that there's something that you're drafting. So you have a gameplay in mind. You have a draft in mind that you want to utilize, and we'll see how this all works out for the side of Finland, if they can find some sort of, if they can catch the enemy off guard with their draft. But we'll have to see. We shall see. One sock meta. You know what's really funny to me is that I've done cooking and painting streams and no one's redeemed the one sock, but like that's like the looming threat every single time I do those streams. I think it's been redeemed one time. I think it's been redeemed one time and you couldn't see it because it was, you know, below the desk. All right. So, Hanzo first pick. That's actually a really nice start for the side of Poland. Finland will grab a Diablo and a Li Ming. I really like this. I like this at the start. I think these are fantastic heroes to kick off your draft. You could have gone Diablo Greymane if you wanted to look for the kind of the 1-2 punch together. Well, I mean, like, Poland can still go Greymane. Either team could go Greymane. I really, really like him on a map like this. I think Greymane's absolutely phenomenal on Battlefield of Eternity. We will see Muradin, Rhaegar, and Hanzo together. This is a nice synergy. You've got some CC from Muradin, slows from Rhaegar. I'm assuming he'll go Earth Grasp Totem later on in his build. Scatters from Hanzo. Can go into the Piercing Arrow, which is very common. We could see Giant Slayer as well if there's a lot of beefy frontline on the side of Finland. If you're going map pick, it means you're planning to draft Cho'Gall. You know, Tacitus, I wish that was the truth, my friend. They're banning Greymane. They're going Cho'Gall. It's gonna happen. Diablo is just it's the solo lane meta of Diablo. I don't know, man. No, they're banning out Greymane because they don't plan to draft it themselves. They have the first pick after, or excuse me, Finland has the first pick after this ban phase, so not going in, so banning out Greymane, maybe they are going to be leaning into a big, heavy front line and just like hypercarry Li Ming. That is a possibility. Could see, okay, it is actually going in that direction. Could see a Thrall, actually, for a bruiser as well, if they want to look for just, like, a bunch of bruisers. Artanis is an option as well. Diva, Gazlo, Hogger, I believe, was already banned away. Malfurion. Okay, so there is still that flex. There's still the flex from Finland. Raynor was played. No, Raynor was not played, so they could go into Raynor if they wanted to have some sustained damage for the race here. Right? Raynor? Yeah, Raynor was played in the previous best of 3. That's what I'm confusing. That's what I'm misremembering. God, I really wish I could stop. It's like little drops of frames here and there. It's not as bad as it was a few days ago, but hey! I like a Zagara. This is gonna be fun. Zagara for Team Poland. Okay, so I wouldn't say hyper carry Hanzo. Zagara actually has some good value. Sonya's strong in her own right. All right, so what are you gonna play into this? Diablo, Li Ming, Yrel, Malfurion. The Malfurion does work with the Tracer really well. I wasn't expecting it, but it's good sustained damage. And I did mention that that is something that they could utilize on the side of Finland. And also Tracer just being able to kind of jump into the backline, harass Rhaegar and Hanzo, even Zagara. This is a really good draft. I think Finland can do it. This is, you know, maybe I could be wrong, but maybe they can do it. All right, which team wins Battlefield of Eternity? Let's go ahead. I'll wait a few seconds on my end of all of this, so that way the stream can catch up so you can hear me talk about prediction, blah, 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 blah. There we go!
Hey, listen.
Are we going to a game number 3, chat? Are we going to head into a game number 3, or is this just going to be another 2-0? I love this Aztec. Ma is pretty much the hardest. Ma is pretty much the hardest. Lightning Breath counter. Ah, got you. But what if they just go Apocalypse? On the left-hand side, we've got Team Poland. Lavical on the Rhaegar. Itrex will be playing the Hanzo. Twice on the Muradin. Alvarez on the Zagara. And we will be seeing Sonya played by Rai. Muradin, what did he go at level 1? I saw him Dwarf Toss. Okay, he went into the third wind. Over on the right-hand side, we got our Finland team. Get your predictions in, as we've got Pat on the Yrel. We're going to see Folk on the Diablo, MXD on the Tracer, Duke playing the Malfurion, and Vizaku on the Li Ming. All right, here we go. Into bottom lane. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. Into top lane, because we can see a couple things happening somewhere over here. Let's just hold on vision for Rai for a second. Alright, I'm just holding on to vision so that way we can kind of get an idea of how Poland is setting up for this at the start, because there's a lot of enemies missing on the map. Li Ming is showing, but where's Diablo? Where's Malfurion? Okay, there's Tracer and the rest of the enemies. They rotate in from the top lane. Tracer recalls, so no gank onto Sonya. That's why I was holding vision away for a moment there. Ooh, not all right. We got a little bit of. Ooh, sorry, I'm looking at the prediction here. Someone just dumped a bunch of points into Finland. I like it. I like it. We got some competitive betting here between these two teams. Thank you again, Ashmantle, for the exclamation gamble. Much appreciated, bud. Twice Dwarf Toss is in. Presence is enough of a threat. Stormbolt into the face of Diablo as he fire stomps his way into the enemy. We do a Feast on Fear for Diablo. We might actually see a more of a Shadow Charge build for the Diablo, so we can Shadow Charge in, get some CC, and allow Tracer to then sit there and kind of just busy bee melt down enemy heroes' health pools with their auto attacks. And Li Ming's burst ability, of course, helping out with a lot of that. Fire Stomps from Diablo, checking for these creep tumors as a root from Malfurion zones back the enemy. Diablo almost going down to Hanzo. He's going to get to the corridor and a Goomba Stomp. Muradin lands on the head of Diablo and finds the kill. First blood going over to the side of Poland. Diablo a little too aggressive there. The rest of the team couldn't follow up into that corridor onto the Hanzo. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, let's take a peek at how the solo laners are doing. Doesn't look like either one is winning or losing too much. We had a little bit of damage under the tower on the left-hand side. Yrel seems to have pushed the wave in a little bit here and jumping onto the Sonya. But back in the bottom lane, the engagement does continue once again with the Diablo back in here. MXD very, very low on this Tracer. Getting heals from Malfurion, and Li Ming is dropping some big fat balls into the enemy team's face. I'm sorry. I'm not wrong, but at the same time, just that phrasing. Zagara, I thought she was going to get the delay onto the Malfurion Hearth there. Bottom lane, Impaler Camp pushing onto the fort front gate. Will be able to take down one tower and the gate. Still have one tower remaining as Tracer, Malfurion have broken off into the top right of our map to go ahead and grab themselves this camp for the rest of Finland. Meeting Lurk. Thank you for the Lurk. I appreciate it. Li Ming helps out really quickly as Muradin, Hanzo, and the rest actually move to the objective and start this race. Yrel is in the bush right now, looking at a potential... Didn't use any sort of displacement because there was the stun from the Immortal, kind of hoping that they would potentially get that stun from Belith there. Pulse Bomb from MXD not connecting onto the Hanzo. Might have actually gotten that Hanzo close enough for burst from Li Ming, but... Speaking of burst from Li Ming, she's going to try and throw some of these arcane orbs and magic missiles onto the Immortal. We are very, very close to the 50% mark, and that will be triggered right here. Yrel jumps in, Righteous Hammer onto the Zagara. We're looking at level 7s in about a level for actually both teams, nearly. Sonya, the Fallen Shaman camp is going to be targeted by the tower. Yrel with a great Righteous Hammer, and the displacement's huge. Tracer goes in onto Itrax. The Pulse Bomb will connect onto the Zagara instead. Tracer will break off, and she's going to start working on the Immortal on the right-hand side. She's got a ways to go on that health pool, over 11,000 HP to whittle down. And meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Muradin does step in. He did go into Reverberation level 4, so that's going to be great for his level 10. Sonya getting pushed around by the Diablo Tracer. She's trying to race against all of this, but I don't think she's got the race in time. Rai does go down. Tracer actually jumps back into the engagement. They may lose the Immortal. Oh, the Diablo, so very low. Itrax getting chased by Tracer. There's a recall from MXD. Fire Stomps out from Diablo. He did go into that Shadow Charge level 4 Sacrificial Soul. Tracer and the rest, they know they won't win this. They're going to take down as much shielding as they can from the Immortal. About 5,000 points of shielding, and Li Ming drops some magic missiles back into the enemies. Going to try and steal away a few of these globes, and they managed to do so. Alright, so Alarian will go into top lane. Let's check those stats as we always like to do. 1,092 damage into structures. Tracer going to recall in the same spot, avoiding some of the damage. We'll see a shield of 3,500, but that's quickly going to be bursted down, so it might have been higher than that. Li Ming immediately getting some great damage in with some arcane orbs and magic missiles. And Yrel helping out as the Sonya doesn't manage to get any extra siege in the top lane. Meanwhile, down in the bottom over here, we do have Zagara and friends trying to push up a wave with that Bile Drop with those Banelings. Diablo Fire Stomps trying to clear things out. He does have the Malevolence level 4. He Shadow Charges in, Folk looking for a play, but just going to be met with a Stormbolt to the face, and he takes a bit of a... he's just going to be stunned out for a few moments there. Fire Stomps to clear out the Zagara creep. Magic Missiles to check into the camp area. Malfurion finds that last little bit of creep over on the right-hand side. Checking into the top lane really quickly. This is going to be a rotation quickly down into the mid, or into the bottom. Sonya sees the Yrel on her tail. Okay. And actually steps in the bush, gets a spear. Nice little hello in the rotation. And I think Li Ming is going to be hearthing out in this bottom lane. Yrel and Sonya rotate back to top. We do have a camp up there up and available. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers here as well, chat, and get an idea of what the damage, healing, and experience looks like in this map number 2. Second best of 3 of the day. Good to see you, Be Crazy. Hope you're doing well. Li Ming and Yrel grab the camp in the top lane as Tracer blinks forward, clearing out the Hydra. Diablo gonna push around the Muradin. He's gonna get cleansed out, then immediately rooted, tanking tower shots as well. Tracer goes in, she gets the Pulse Bomb. And she gets the recall, the blink back, and no counter kill. 1-2 in kills as Diablo goes on in for the Zagara. Some body blocking here and there. The rest of the team not able to chase in. Li Ming comes in with an Arcane Orb and a combo. And Hanzo sidesteps the Arcane Orb, not taking any lethal damage. Tracer back up to full with a Pulse Bomb. Diablo's souls are set, and he's actually about to get level 10, so he'll have the reduced consumption of souls. Once that sliver of experience comes in, Sonya and Nurel will be able to soak that. Actually, Diablo gets a little bit in bottom lane. Apocalypse from Diablo. Apocalypse from Diablo at level 10. Wave of Force from Li Ming. We've got the Twilight Dream. Tranquility, excuse me, I always mix those two up for Malfurion, and the Ardent Defender for Yrel. On the opposing side, we will see Devouring Maw, Muradin with the Avatar, Dragon's Arrow, Leap, and Ancestral Healing. As the Immortals go to defensive positions, Diablo fire stomps out on the left-hand side, Muradin Dwarf tosses on top of him with the heavy impact from level 7. Diablo pops the Apocalypse, forcing repositioning from Hanzo and a few others. Tracer gets into that backline, Devouring Maw will miss. Tranquility from Malfurion, Ancestral Healing from the Rhaegar, and the Zagara is the first one to go down. Leap in from Rai onto the Diablo. He tries to Fire Stomp and gets some HP. A little bit of HP is gained from that, but he's not Fire Stomp build. Li Ming looking for the reset onto this Rhaegar, but she just can't find it. Now we see the pressure moving over to Hanzo. Tracer finds the kill onto Sonya, and ladies and gentlemen, Finland have a fantastic Immortal here on map number 2. This is a very healthy Immortal. They will lose their bottom lane fort for all of that, though. Bottom lane fort goes down. Where is the Immortal going? It's going to go into bottom lane, top lane, bottom lane, top lane. Top lane has... Oh, I thought that was actually gone. All right. Big Bad Belith in the top lane. Let's check his stats. 1,284 damage into structures, 17,000 HP, and a 17,000 shield, or points of shielding. So 34,000 points of shielding and HP in total, as this Immortal will move into the top lane, dealing significant damage into structures. The shielding has already dropped down. Once that shielding is removed, you will see the Immortal move into melee range. Yrel gonna jump into all of this as well, maybe looking for a flank. Nah, she's gonna just jump in with the team here. Avenging Wrath in, Sonya spears in as well. The fort will go down in top lane, and that is parity in structures. One fort down on each side of the map. Top lane favoring the side of Finland, bottom lane favoring the side of Poland. We have camps spawning on the map. We actually have this one up in about 5 seconds, but it looks like the rush is into bottom lane. And of course, yeah, they're gonna see this. They're gonna see Tracer and them walking through that creep. So Zagara helping out a little bit with that creep spread on the allied side of the map. What's up, Gul'dan? Good to see you, my friend. Yrel holding in the bush. Is she actually seen from the creep? Okay, no. I thought it spread over. But since it's not in the bush, it's not going to be seen, and also the creep tumor is cleared out. Sonya pushes up the top wave with some slams, some jams. We will see 13 talent tier advantage over to the side of Finland. What can they actually do with it, though? What will be done with it, though, actually? And as I look at it, the wave's still being cleared out. It's really close experience, so I don't think there'll be any major advantage to one side or the other with this 13 talent tier gain. Okay. Well, we're just checking out the camp to be grabbed. We will see the Immortals move into race positions, right? Yeah, no, defensive position. Excuse me. Sorry. I had it backwards. I flipped it in my head. So we'll see... No, it is race positions. Sorry, I completely flipped it. Sorry, yeah, it is race positions.
Repent before my wrath, demon.
No, I was wrong still. Race positions is opposite. I don't know why I like my brain just completely flipped everything right there. What is not gonna be flipped is anyone as Diablo is gonna just get... Where did his health go? Diablo was not able to do a single thing right there. Devouring Maw onto the Yrel. What's the follow-up afterwards? She's got Ardent Defender. The Tranquility from Malfurion will be utilized. Wave of Force from Li Ming to push people around. Diablo is going to be back into all of this, but Li Ming does go down. I gotta say, that was the weirdest moment for Diablo. He had been playing so very good, and then he just kind of waddled around and then died in the north side of this engagement area. Pulse Bomb onto... No way! Muradin lives with like 50-something HP. That Pulse Bomb should have got the kill. The scatter onto Tracer! Oh, the scatter onto Tracer. Ardent Defender used by Urel. She jumps back in, trying to find a kill onto Itrax, who is low but does not go down. Oh my god, oh my god. Can't believe it. Sorry. Okay, well, that was awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was such good holds, such good plays from Finland, and then just that Diablo kill over here was just super duper weird. Seemed very out of place for how they had been playing on the side of Finland at the start here. But that is the end of that engagement. We are going to see a camp on the left-hand side to be grabbed. The Immortals are still in the first phase. Urel is going to drop down low here. Muradin goes in. That's a leap in from Sony to follow up onto the Dragon's Arrow. Devouring Maw into Tracer. She gets a recall immediately, blinking away. And Malfurion keeping some health bars. Pretty healthy here, but not Diablo's. But not Diablo's. He is going to go down. No Apocalypse used as he falls or anything like that. And the Immortals move into the halfway point here as Urel might be the target of... No. Okay. I thought she was going to be threatened right there. Not the case whatsoever. So the bottom lane camp will be cleared out, and that will be the Immortal phase over to the side of Team Poland, okay? The Immortal will go to top lane, as it is the more well-defended and stronger lane. And once again, as we always kind of do, let's check them stats. 1,604 damage into structures, 22,000 points of health, and we'll see a good chunk of shielding on that as well. Probably somewhere in the, like, 10k area, 10, 12. 13,000, actually. A little more than 13,000 points of shielding on top of that 22,000 HP. We see... Oh, okay, Hanzo... Gets a good duration arrow onto Duke here on the Malfurion. Muradin meets that with a stun afterwards, but... all it is a little bit of delay onto those two heroes. 16 talents here, though, will be achieved by Finland in this defense. Diablo's got his level 16 domination as well. Li Ming will be seeing that mirror ball on top of things. So let's see how much siege can be had through the top lane. Urel trying to push people back with some righteous hammers on the left-hand side of our screen. We've got the Immortal working its way through the keep front gate. Li Ming throwing arcane orbs into the enemy as best as they can to dissuade any extra siege from Hanzo and friends. But Urel now jumps over the wall. They're going to chase him with the Divine Steed. Righteous Hammer onto Muradin. Pulse Bomb from Tracer does not connect. The Immortal getting a decent amount of siege onto the top lane keep. That's going to be down below 50%. Earth Grasp Totem thrown down by the Rhaegar. Here comes the leap from Sonya, and that is Diablo dead. Malfurion Tranquility not out in time. Devouring Maw from Zagara not catching anyone. Though the Stormbolt from Muradin is going to connect onto MXD. The Righteous Hammer from Urel trying to save this Tracer. The Ancestral Healing onto Rai. That... so many just low health pool moments here that Finland cannot capitalize on and get a reset for Li Ming. So many moments of just absolute, like, oh my god, that character's dead, and then it's just so close to not being the case. Like right there with Hanzo able to get away from the Arcane Orbs. They are chasing in very aggressively for this, and I'm a little surprised. Resources are low on the Rhaegar mana-wise, as well as the Zagara, Muradin, Hanzo. So a camp to be grabbed for top lane. Diablo's back in. He's got 73 souls. Needs to pick up 27, so that way he can get the respawn. So he'll get a little bit from this minion wave in bottom lane. We might see the Bruiser camp grabbed in the rotation down from Tracer and Malfurion. Yeah, they're actually going to go ahead and grab this really quickly right now. All right, Poland could grab this Immortal and go for the throat and take a 2-0 in the series, or Finland maybe wins this and starts sieging in through the bottom lane. The options are on the table. It's even talent tiers for the time being. 17 to 17, 16 apiece in those talent tiers. We did get Giant Slayer, by the way, at level 16 for the Hanzo for the extra burst ability into things like Diablo and Yrel. Alright, so the Immortals are here. The spin pushes MXD back. We have the initial raise favoring the side of Finland. Li Ming blinking around here, throwing in as many arcane orbs and magic missiles as possible. Hanzo, Rhaegar, Zagara all racing against this in the north side of the engagement, or the north side of the objective area. And with that, we get into second phase. Camp in bottom lane is very low. They're not going to go ahead and they're not going down there to deal with that as the Immortals move into defensive positions. Camp over on the left-hand side grabbed. I don't know if Diablo had a scout onto that with a fire stomp or anything. Just kind of peeking between the two visions as we do get another camp for the bottom lane. Will need to be addressed at some point. Righteous Hammer from Yrel. Earth Grasp Totem slows her down, but no advancement from the enemies to try and get a kill onto Yrel here. Double camp in bottom lane. Just check really quickly how to see that Impaler camp is doing. It's doing just fine. Still pushing up the wave. We'll actually have Tracer and Yrel go down here really quickly to clear things out. That does give the green light for the members of Team Poland to move in. That's going to be a cleanse from Malfurion. Diablo goes in onto the... Oh my god, where did Zagara's health bar go? Apocalypse from Diablo. Sonya still chasing onto Diablo. Malfurion Tranquility delayed out by a Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo. Oh my god, that is a huge kill onto Zagara. Checking into bottom lane once again. Fallen Shaman's got that catapult behind it. Yrel gonna go help out as well. Diablo comes in with a Shadow Charge, finishes out his devastating charge. Twice gets the Ancestral Healing. Tracer goes down. The Immortals got 1,750. I thought this was theirs. Okay, Li Ming's gonna go throw a combo. She's gonna go get this for the team. She's probably dead. I don't see a world where she actually makes it out of this. I don't see Earth Grasp Totem. She blinks away. Alright. Immortal goes into bottom lane. 20 talents here, though, is achieved by the side of by the side of Poland.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious.
Diablo looking for the burst onto Hanzo over here. Leap from Sonya delays things out. Yrel, does she have a Righteous Hammer? Not in time. Diablo does go down. He didn't have enough to get the buyback. Tracer is up in 7 seconds. Immortal still pushing bottom. Zagara dealing with that right now. Top lane keep will fall, and it doesn't look like Poland will go for the end here. Finland hanging on by 1 keep currently. They don't even have a keep front gate anymore. Half a level to go for level 20. Is it from this wave? No, they still need another wave on top of this.
The demon's attack has failed, yet we have not seen the end of him.
Oh, and stepping that far out is a little scary, I'll be honest. Though, as we take a look at the red vision, we do see that the Zagara is in bottom, so Yrel will just rotate up to top really quickly. I'm going to take a look at the opposing side vision. I don't think Yrel was seen in this top lane. Tracer soaking up. Malfurion will be scouted out. Bunch of them pushing bottom as we take a swap onto the visions. Muradin. Oh, goodbye. Hanzo with the downtown arrow will be able to land that onto Li Ming, setting up the kill for the Sonya as she leaps in as well. Bottom lane with the Muradin and Camp. Zagara and the rest are pushing into this. Diablo looking for an angle. 45 seconds onto the Li Ming as we will see an Apocalypse from Diablo. Ancestral Healing, Farseer's Blessing triggered onto Zagara. That's a little early, but that was mostly to make sure that that burst didn't happen like earlier. Duke is going to try and keep the allies alive, but that Malfurion does fall, losing their souls. Keep in mind, Malfurion did lose souls, so he will respawn in 3 seconds. MXD plays to the left-hand side of the gate, and Diablo's dead. No souls for him to buy back in. Yrel jumps in! She gets a Righteous Hammer and then dies. Muradin with the Dwarf Toss, the heavy impact. Hanzo, he wants the kill. Tracer recalls right behind him, twice very low. Sonya is slamming and jamming on the core. Muradin does die. Tracer shall fall here.
Team kill!
And Li Ming respawns just in time to watch the core fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Finland tried their best, but Poland comes out on top of this best of 3 in the Group B qualifiers. GG, well played. we're not done just yet. We still have another best of 3.